Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jado and this is my cooking show. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jado. This is my cooking show. On this show, I'm just gonna come into a random person's house and I'm gonna make some food or whatever we have in the cupboards here or the fridge. So without further ado, let's get this going and let's make a meal.
Cooking show.
Alright, let's check the food box and let's see what we got here to make a meal with. Horseradish, yes. Pickled peckercorns, could be good. You got your, I got the hot sauce there. Oh, spaghettoni, beautiful stuff. Oh yeah, I got some bread here, that's good. This saddled broccoli could come in handy. And let's see, oh yeah, pesto sauce, gotta have that. Clamato, could have that. French onion dip, I don't think so, but you never know what you might need in a meal. So let's get her going. So I've decided to go with the spaghettoni for this episode. I'm gonna grab this here pot, just gonna fill it up with water. How much water? Depends on how much spaghettoni that you're willing to use. Now, I like to fill her up pretty close to the brim there. So we're just gonna do that. And we're shutting the water off and we're just gonna move this over to the stove. Now, what you wanna do, once on the stove, you're gonna crank her up and just put a bunch of salt in there. I don't know why we do that, but somebody once showed me that and I liked it. Then, you'll grab the lid, pop her on there until she boils. Beautiful. So next up, I guess, while that's boiling, I'm just gonna grab this pan here. And we're gonna start putting some ingredients there. Gonna get it on a little of 5 volume. And I got some, ooh, look at that olive oil. That is a nice container. That is a nice olive oil jug. And you just turn this to, have access to the oil. And just a bit in there, that's a little too much maybe. But yeah, there's no light there. And maybe, let's see, maybe a dollop of the French onion dip. That could be good. Something like this. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe a squirt of sriracha. Some pasta sauce. Maybe some horseradish. Yeah, there you go. Could have some clamato with that, maybe? Maybe clamato would be good? Want me to find out? There you go. Maybe, I know, this broccoli, that'll be good. Your knife. Now, watch your fingers when you're cutting this out, because it's gonna get nasty. Could really hurt yourself here. I'm just gonna use the good part of the broccoli and just put it in the pan. And one thing about broccoli was invented back in 1741 in the Industrial Revolution. While the men's were away at the war, the women's were in the industry area. And they were getting pretty hungry, so they invented broccoli. And that's how that came to be. Just give that a stir. Just gonna stir it all up there. And we'll see how this turns out. That does look good. Yum. Now I'm already getting a nice little smell out of here. I think the clamato and the horseradish are working together nicely with this broccoli. And funny story, I'm not using a wooden spoon because it got stolen. Somebody stole our wooden spoon. Maybe I'll edit in some music in this part of the show.
Yeah, there'll be some editing. Look here for a second. Good.
And we're just gonna set this down. Now, one thing that you guys should know about me, and actually it'll help you out a lot in the long run when you are cooking these things, is as you're done using things, just put them back in the fridge or the food box, whatever you want to call it, and that'll just save you some time in the end. So I'll just put this back in there, and I'll grab this horseradish and I'll put that back in there. The pickled porconcinis we'll throw back in there. We got the hot sauce. Don't need that anymore. Throw it back in there. Yeah, we're done with this guy too. You can go in there. Spaghettoni we'll leave out because we haven't used that yet. I might actually save this for a beverage with my meal. So I think that's good for now. So just clean up as you go is what I'm saying. Want a shot of me sniffing it?
If I could.
That's good. That's really good. So I guess right now I just feel like we could use a bit more of an ingredient. So back to the food box we go. And this is the stuff here. Just gonna pour it in like that. There we go. That's gonna change the color too, which I'm not too happy about, but Mamma mia! Give that a stir.
Stir it up.
Little darling, stir it up. Yeah, that's nice. Just gonna go ahead and do a boil check. Now I can see the top of the lid is sweating, which is a good sign. That means that the water is turning to a boil, but it's not quite ready yet. So we're just gonna get the lid off there and oh yeah, a lot of boiling bubbles in there. We are almost ready. Do you hear that? It sounds to me like the water is boiling. Just as I suspected. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this spaghettoni and I'm just gonna dump it in the pot. That should be good. And I just wanna give that I'm gonna get a fork here to stir that around. And just wanna get that going there. Yeah, that's nice. There you go. You wanna get that going. And the water is just gonna soften that up pretty much right away. And if not, you just sort of force it in there by hand. It'll bend. There you go. Yeah, that's fucking hot though. Excuse my language. There's kids watching. I didn't just say that.
Can bleep it out.
Okay.
This motherfucker PG.
And yeah, just want to stir that around. It'll fall in pretty quick here. That's the plan. But at the same time, this is getting pretty hot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I've seen this before in shows. People like to do this in the show, so put that back on the heat. There we go. Yeah. And I've maybe add some pepper here. Yeah, why not? There we go. Get that spaghetti going. Just gonna poke around in here. Yeah, get a shot of the poking. There you go. Just giving her a poke. Yes, yes. Okay, so now all spaghetti has been submerged. We're just gonna keep an eye on that. And you'll know when it's done when it starts to float around a little bit. So in the meantime, I can just keep stirring this. This will be our sauce. That's what they call it. If you put sauce on top of pasta, it just becomes pasta sauce. And that's what we're making here, is pasta sauce. Out of the things that we found in the food box. And okay, so we got a spaghetti stuck in the sauce here prematurely, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that. There you go. Not spicy hot, but temperature hot. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna might be good to have some bread with our pasta. One thing I've learned is you can never have enough carbs. Bread is a carb. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that in our toaster here. And I'll probably crank that on to about 300. Let it just simmer in there. And remember, clean up as you go. So I'm just gonna put this bread back in the food box. Give this a stir while we're at it. Oh, there we go. You can never have enough stirs. That's what I learned. So when you're stirring the spaghetti, you want to make sure it's consistent. So I'm just checking the consistency of it, and I'm just going to pick it up with the fork and then just throw it back in like that. And that's a good way to do it. Just throw it back in. Let me give this guy a stir at the same time, because you don't want it to burn. That's what you don't want. You don't want it to burn. A lot of people are like, oh no, my food's burned. But that's because they've wanted it to burn. So if you just keep stirring it, it won't burn. And everyone's happy. And now we can also check on our bread that we put in there. Yeah, that just went in, so that's good for a while. We can leave that. We can forget about it for now. Little darling, stirring up. Little darling, stirring up. Little darling, stirring up. And I'm gonna check on everything as it's going. So I'm just stirring up the sauce here. That looks nice to me. That's a nice looking sauce. Gonna stir up the old spaghettino. That looks like it's coming along. And just a quick bread check. Still soft, but it's crisping up. So that's gonna be, everything's coming along nicely. It's coming along nicely. Everything's coming along nicely. Is that done yet? What do you think? Okay, so it looks to me like this spaghettoni is about ready to come up the hotness now. So I don't have a strainer, so I'm just gonna use the lid here, and very carefully I'm just gonna dump that water into the sink, hoping that no spaghettonis get left behind. Never leave a man behind, they say. And also there's that spoon in there, so I'm just gonna go and dump the hot water on there, and it's kind of like we're cleaning as we go. Just gonna shake that around and we'll get some more water out of there. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it's working. So you don't always need a strainer when it comes to this kind of thing, because you can sometimes just use the lid and that's fine. Give it a good shake. All right. Now I think it's about ready to serve. So I'll take my fork, and I guess there's gonna be, I have a guest. So I'm just gonna spoon a bit there, and a little there, a little more over there, some over there. And we'll just put that guy in the sink for later use. Okay. Looks like there's a bit more on that plate, so I can just do one of these. It doesn't look even now. Go back over here with this one. There we go. Oh, God damn it. Okay. So now, I'm gonna turn the heat off. You don't want to leave that on. If you got kids around, they'll burn their fingers. They're not smart, those kids. Okay, I'm just gonna spoon a little of this sauce on there, and a little bit more over here. Yeah, can you see that? Maybe a little more over here. Yeah, there you go. That's what you want. Stuff that back in the sink. And let's get our bread now, see how that's doing. Oh, that's pretty much perfect. You know, look at that. You can see the grill lines in that and everything. That's pretty much perfect. And I'm just gonna put that right there. And it's all about presentation as well, so you wanna have the grill side up. There you go. Remember, oven off. Now we can see all the oven elements are off. Off, 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 off. And we're ready to consume. So here we go. I guess I'll I'm just gonna go ahead and have some of this clamato with my dinner. I don't like it very much, so I'm not gonna have too much of it. Pop that guy back in the old food box. And ready to sit down and enjoy the fruits of my labor. Okay, here we go. It smells absolutely delicious. Just gonna have a little bite of that. Pretty good. I don't mind that at all. I would eat this every day. And that's a simple meal that you can make with just, as you saw, just things that I had laying around the kitchen. Put it into the food box, got some things, and that's a simple meal that anyone can make. So you don't have to be a chef to make a chef meal, as they say. Bon appetit. Heaven on a plate. Cheers, guys.